And recording. Ba, ba, ba.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 618th episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, Steve. With me is Hannah.
Hi, I'm here. Sorry, I'm tired. And I was thinking about how Pokemon Sleep makes me feel worse when I'm tired because all my Pokemon are tired too.
I thought you were just going to say all my Pokemon were bad, because I woke up to a bunch of bad Pokemon. Bobby also here.
Hey, so this week I beat Echo the Dolphin, which was my accomplishment of the week. Yes, it's wonderful.
This is your first time beating it?
It's my first time playing through the entire thing. So
okay.
I've used cheat codes or something back in the day to get to the last level to beat it, just to see the end of it. But this is the first time where I fully played through the game and beat it all on the Switch Online store or
Got it.
thing. Yeah.
Okay, well, we have an episode for y'all today. This is kind of weird because we already recorded next week's episode yesterday, because I'm when this episode goes up, I'm literally leaving in Japan in 24 hours. So a bit stressed about that because I'm trying to get things done before I leave, so I'm not spending my time in Japan in the hotel furiously editing or doing some other things that take away from the Japan experience. So we do have some news, not anything crazy breaking news, but the Pokemon train just keeps on chugging. So we got stuff. By the time this episode goes up, Entei week will start. And you guys were already, before I got here, you guys were already talking Entei strategy.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
I still need to build a team.
Yeah. I mean, I've built a team, but it's not a great team,
Yeah, you're still trying to get a Cyndaquil.
Still trying to get a Cyndaquil, trying to get a better Cyndaquil, or really just want a berry finding Cyndaquil. But
yeah,
other than that, yeah, everything else is together, but things could use some leveling up. It's fine though.
There's a point where there's a point where you're at, Bobby, where you feel like you have too many dream shards. Probably, or wow, I'll never run out of dream shards, and then it dramatically will change.
Especially when they have one of those events where you can use the dream shards to make the candy worth more.
Right. I will say I didn't go hard enough on that 2 weeks ago. Looking back on it, but there a lot of the Pokemon that I ended up getting that I want on my team, I didn't get until toward the end of the week.
Yeah.
So they should have made the thing last 2 weeks. They should have had it go through this week, and then we get Entei week starting,
I still don't have, I think, like I said 2 weeks ago, I think the two best Pokemon you could probably have in this event will probably be Charizard and, in my opinion, Flareon, because especially if you're a free-to-play player, because you're not going to pay for even if you are on the monthly subscription, good camp ticket only will give you 1 week of these 2 weeks. So unless you want to spend $10 for the second week, because that's literally how much a good camp ticket costs, is $10. To increase your pot size would definitely accelerate your rank, and that's what Flareon would do. And since Charizard gets you a bunch of ingredients, that's good too. But if Charizard's getting you a bunch of ingredients and you have a really small pot, that's not helpful at all. Did I find an Eevee this week? No. So I have to now pick between 4 pretty mediocre Eevees. They're not the worst Eevees, but
okay.
One of them has to evolve at this point. I was hoping that at some point I would get a good one.
You'll get it to level 25 and you'll forget about it eventually.
Yeah. That I already did the math. I was like, okay, it'll be good for 25. It'll be fine. It's like main skill up, but no skill trigger, but that's okay. I know as soon as I evolve one, I'll go into the store, I'll buy the Firestone. The one will show up like naturally, and it'll be better. I'm like, I wasted all those points.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's just the laws of anything.
At least Eevee is one of those ones that you can get candy for relatively easily.
Yeah. There are Pokemon that are relatively easy. Still don't have a good Vulpix.
I think I got a pretty good Vulpix this morning, but it still doesn't seem that useful. And I feel kind of bad about it.
Does it have corn? Because I feel like if it had corn, then yes, it would be.
I think it might. Let's see. Vulpix is number 37 in the Pokédex.
Corn wouldn't be to level 30 though, right? It doesn't start off with corn.
No, it doesn't start with corn, but you can get double corn on it.
It has all 3 of the ingredients, so beans, corn, and potatoes. It has Helping Speed S, Skill Trigger S, Ingredient Finder S, Berry Finding S, but that's level 75.
So we'll see that in about 2 years.
And Ingredient Finder M, with a main skill chance up. So I was feeling pretty good about that Vulpix overall.
Yeah. That doesn't seem terrible. I mean, the thing about Pokemon Sleep is like you could use this Vulpix during the week that it will matter, or you could spend the next 6 months still trying to find a good Vulpix. That's why I always like hate the routes argument of everyone just being like, don't do this, just save everything for routes. Okay, 1, you have to have Lapis open. 2, you have to go to Lapis, and all these events take you away from Lapis. And number 3, I've had Lapis on I have 0 good routes.
Yeah. Getting a good Pokemon is sometimes rarer than getting a shiny Pokemon in this game.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
The game Totodile has been in the game since launch. It has been relatively easy to get. Do I have a good Totodile yet? No. And that one's like easy to get.
Speaking of shinies though, it took 52 sleep sessions before I finally got a shiny Pokemon, and it was Cubone. And then literally within the next 5 sleep sessions, I got a shiny Marowak. So that line's complete, I guess.
That sounds about
if
right.
I was trying for that. So that was weird.
Not terrible in the game.
Yeah. I mean, the Cubone, I've been using the Cubone this week. It's fine. Like, it more so just using it because it's shiny than anything else. But, you know, it is what it is.
I have like a B- Pseudo Widow that is shiny, and it's like that's good enough. Like, it's above average. It's shiny. I'll invest.
Yeah.
I just like, let me use some of my shinies, please. I have like an F tier shiny Bellsprout. It is like the worst possible like Bellsprout in the entire. Everything is like the worst on it.
But it can be your icon, so that's what matters.
That's true. I haven't changed my icon to either of the shiny Pokemon that I've caught. So
my flight is at 11 a.m. and my plan is to not sleep Monday night into Tuesday so then I can sleep on the plane. I don't know how the Pokeball Plus would work because I don't think I could get 10 minutes of no movement.
Yeah, you've tried that before, I think.
Yeah, the problem with what I tried before is I tried to sync it while still on the plane, and the internet.
Oh, yeah, no, you can't.
Yeah, the internet was not good enough. So I do want to try again, but like, okay, I'll sync as soon as we like land and I have like good service. But I don't know. I like if I press the button and then like put it in the sleep pocket of the gross sleep pocket in front of the plane. I just don't know if that's like. Obviously, turbulence would for sure set it off.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if we're coasting, Is that enough of non-movement for 10 minutes?
I think that might depend on how it's programmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because it's definitely sensing movement there because of the accelerometer, I would assume.
Right. Also, is it smart enough to know, like, you're not in the same location? We've seen you travel.
Well, that shouldn't.
It doesn't have a GPS,
It,
or
it,
do you mean
it
the
does
app?
know that it's moved.
So, but I don't think it'll know you're going
that's
like
not the
500
same
miles per
thing.
hour. You can't be sleeping. You're moving at 500 miles per hour right now.
No, but I've definitely started it at my house. Like, oh, I'm going to sleep. I started it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I I was like, okay, I guess I'm not sleeping anymore. I'm not tired. So I took it to a coffee shop with me because I was like, it's like 6 a.m. Coffee shop's open. And then I took it back home, right? After I was done. And then it said, like, we stopped recording data because you moved your area. Like it
I would need to see a screenshot of that error
I'm
message.
not lying about it.
No, but you kept it. Hold on a second. This is the thing I'm wondering. You kept it sleeping even though you got up and went to a coffee shop?
I didn't want to break my sleep cycle.
Gotta get that 100.
Yeah, you got to get 100.
I've never gotten 100 before. I've never gotten a sleep score above like 82.
You're not pre-gaming properly then.
I'm not what?
You're not pre-gaming.
Or just not sleeping enough.
We've known this. If you listen to this podcast, you know I don't sleep properly.
People probably think it's like, oh man, Steve gets so much sleep because it's always 100. No, I just pre-game.
I did.
Like I woke up this morning and it said I had 9 hours of sleep, and I was like, I wish it was 9 hours. Realistically, it was probably like 6.5.
Oh wow!
I was in bed for maybe like 8 of those hours.
Okay, that says something at least. I mean, mine are typically like 5.5 hours, 5 to 5.5 hours of sleep each time. So, is what it is. But I was thinking about your flight. What if you took like something to put the Go Plus Plus in, and then you taped it like to the top and bottom of that thing, so it's suspended like inside of it, but it's not like touching anything, and then you just hold it for the first 10 minutes while you're moving, and it might not
You're
move.
not getting rid of the problems.
It might not move enough though, like if you do it in a way that keeps it suspended. It's possible.
Like I'm getting like a gimbal for my
pretty much.
Yeah, that
exactly.
That would help with some of the problems, but not all of the problems.
You just need it for 10 minutes. I mean, you just need it to work for 10 minutes.
Just pregame it before you get on the plane.
Oh, you might as well.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
there we go. Hannah with the 800 IQ pregame before the plane.
Yeah. That's true.
Then I'm gonna get the screenshot of like you moved areas. We're not tracking anymore.
I still don't believe you.
You can show it to us then.
This is a real thing.
I just think there was too much movement in the plus plus. I don't think it was telling you moved areas. I don't think.
I believe
it
used the word
GPS.
location. I will find it during the break or something. Somebody has a screenshot, I'm sure. Speaking of mobile games, there was an article that just came out off electronicshub.org, and it's titled. This was April 30th, 2024, so relatively recently. It said the buggiest apps in 2024 based on 2 million reviews. Because this is a Pokemon podcast, and now that I just read the headline of that article, what game do you think we're going to talk about here? I was talking to somebody recently, and they were like, "Do you think Niantic didn't send you to a Go Fest because you badmouthed them?" I'm just reading the news. It's Pokemon Go.
This is where the game is at this point.
That's where the game's been for 8 years.
Not well.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm just reading the news, Niantic. Okay, so they have a bunch of different categories. They have like most and least buggy social media apps. I don't know what amino is or VK. I know Tumblr. So those are your top 3 most buggy social media apps. You have your most buggy shopping apps. They have a whole list. I'll just read the top 3. Wawa, which I believe is a gas station. Target and Instacart. Instacart's a scam. The
Seems
top
different topic.
The top most buggiest food and drink apps: Taco Bell, Wendy's, and Sonic. I can agree with this because for my Taco Bell app, I have not been able to actually check out in the last week. I can put my whole order in my cart, and then when you go to the checkout screen, you like pick like Apple Pay or credit card, and then you have to pick either pickup or it's like in-store pickup or like drive-through or something, and none of those buttons will like highlight. So because I can't pick any of those buttons, I can't actually check out.
Are you sure? Now, I've had some experience with this when it comes to Chipotle. So, and if there's anything I'm an expert in, it is Chipotle.
Chipotle is not on the top 10.
It shouldn't be. It's a great app. However, I've had issues where it doesn't allow me to pick up. Like there's no time for me to pick up. And then that is because my specific location is actually closed that day for some reason. So like they'll have like a, I don't know, employee. I'm going to go and just give them the benefit of the doubt that it's like an employee appreciation day for my location, and they won't be open on like a Tuesday, and then there'll be no pickup time. So I can't check out or anything because this location is just not open that day. If I switch locations, I can now check out and like pick a time and stuff. So is it possible that your Taco Bell closed down and you don't know about it?
No, because I then drove there and placed the order manually, like which involves human interaction. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no,
I just want to say
no
like mobile order for Steve, and they'll be like, second window, please. No, I have 2 Taco Bells that are 24 hours in my area, and switching between the 2 Taco Bells also did not make that button light up.
Sad. I'm sad for you.
Here we go. We got to the most buggy gaming apps in 2024. Pokemon Go being number 1. Call of Duty Mobile Season 2 is number 2. And Words with Friends 2. I do remember Words with Friends. I do remember.
Made a second.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a sequel, apparently, Bobby, to Words with Friends. That is number 3. Also, Clash of Clans 4, Roblox 5, Brawl Stars 6, Taco Life World, not like Taco, or maybe it's Toka Life World, Honkai Star Rail, number 8, PUBG Mobile, number 9, and Free Fire The Chaos. That sounds like a scam. Is number 10. If you want to know your top 10 least buggy games, starting with number 10 is Block Blast, Yahtzee, but Yahtzee is not. Is that how you spell Yahtzee? I think that's a knockoff Yahtzee.
How do you spell
it? Word Trip, Spades, Block Puzzle, Block Smash Game, Gin Rummy. Number 4 is Jigsawscapes. 3 is Domino Dreams. 2 is Royal Match, and the least buggy game, according to 1.8 million reviews, is Solitaire.
That's actually kind of impressive. All things considered.
I mean, I'm impressed that Solitaire has 1.8 million reviews.
I don't know if it's 1.8 million reviews for just Solitaire or just... They said, okay, here we go. They have like the fine details here. We analyzed 1.8 million user reviews across the 400 most used mobile apps in the Google Play Store and identified how often the words bug, issue, problem, lag, or glitch were mentioned. Apps were ranked based on the number of reviews mentioning bugs per 1,000 reviews.
Okay, so it was specifically the Google Play Store?
Yes.
Yep.
Because for Pokemon, I'm not defending Niantic here because we all know that their game is buggy. But I will say that there's like with Google, from what I've heard, because I obviously don't use Google phone, but or an Android phone, sorry. There's like 2 different stores you can download Pokemon Go from, and like there's like I don't know if it's a Samsung store or something, and then there's the Google Play Store, and I have heard that there's different bugginess between the 2 different apps. Specifically with like the Go Snapshot update stuff, there was like bugginess if you downloaded the app from like the Google Play Store, but then there wasn't the same bugginess if you downloaded it from another like legal store that you can download it from, but it was different.
I only download my games from the illegal stores.
Well, I'm trying to say it's not like someone sideloaded it from some like alt store or anything like that.
Sure.
Anyways, I'm not defending Niantic because we all know how buggy their game is. But
yes, but also people review things when they have things to complain about a lot of the time.
True.
When it comes to apps. So I feel like in part of this, the apps that are at the top of these lists are just big apps with a lot of players.
Solitaire might be a very popular app for all you know.
Hey, I don't see what's that game called? The with the candy. I don't see Candy Crush on here, and Candy Crush is very popular.
Where's Monopoly Go in this situation? Is it up there?
Oh my gosh, I saw somebody playing Monopoly Go when I was at the dealership getting an oil change. She wasn't even looking at the screen. She was just holding down the Go button, which like makes you like go around the board.
I mean,
okay,
not that different from rating in Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. I'm never looking at the screen when I'm rating. Yeah, I'm like not surprised that Pokemon Go would be up there because it is incredibly popular.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
like
it's incredibly buggy. So
checks out.
I think it's an interesting way to track that, like looking at keywords in reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is really no way to actually rank how buggy one app is compared to another. So I do think this is like a clever way to do that. I'm trying to think of like what other like the one that came to mind was Candy Crush, but I can't think of any. Like Simpsons Tapped Out, I know is still pretty popular. It's not up here. I don't like play a lot of games on my phone.
It's also
Fortnite
tough.
is an app, right?
Yeah, Fortnite. No, Fortnite got pulled.
Right.
Oh, right. It's not. Yeah, of course. That's
Yeah,
right.
they had that argument with Apple.
Argument. Yeah, that's a way to put it.
But this was the Google Play Store. Are they still on the Google Play Store?
Very expensive argument.
Yeah,
they had.
Is Fortnite still on Google Play? I think so.
They pulled it as well, but I don't remember if they put it back on there.
We can just check.
It's not on the App Store anymore. That's for sure. But
it's not on the Google Play Store.
Okay, because I know, yeah, they had the lawsuit with Apple, then they had the lawsuit with Google, like right after Apple's lawsuit.
Wait, maybe it is. No, that looks like a knockoff. All right.
Is it Fortnite but spelled like the correct way?
No, it's just by a different company.
Oh, okay.
You know what I just realized? That all apps on iOS has their own section, but games has their own section. Like I went under all apps to like then sort by games, and it didn't show up. I was like,
yeah, that's newer. Yep. Not totally new, but
yeah, games and apps are considered
separate.
Separate,
but games are so big that it just here's your own. Oh, okay. We go top charts. Okay, so these are the top paid games that I'm looking at right now. Minecraft, Heads Up, Papa Frieza's To Go. I don't know what that is. Balloons, Geometry Dash, Plague, Stardew Valley, Monopoly, the board game, Papa Paltera's To Go, and then Red's First Flight, which I just think is an Angry Birds sequel or something.
Yeah, what it's the icon is Angry Birds.
Yeah, and then top games. Number 1 is Brawl Stars, for top free games, which was number 6 on the most buggy. Block Blast, Monopoly Go, Roblox, which is number 4, and also number 4 most buggy. No, number 5 most buggy. Last War Survivor, which I get TikTok ads for the all time. Wood, Nuts, and Bolt Puzzle. Subway Surfers, which is not on the most buggy list. Township, the New York Times Words and Games and Sudoku, and then Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, which is not the same as Call of Duty Mobile Season 2.
Well, hold on. You said Block Blast, right? And Block Blast was one of the least buggy games on that list, I think.
No. Yes.
Block.
All right. Yes,
oh, yeah.
it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Block
So
Blast was
number 2 top game, and it's one of the least buggy. I think one thing you have to consider as well is take a game like probably Block Blast, although I'm not going to take that game because I've never played it. I'll take a game like Solitaire. I played a version
number
of
2 in the
Solitaire.
App Store, Bobby. Get to it.
I've played a version of Solitaire, and then I played Pokemon Go, and there's a vast difference in how those games interact, how you interact with those games. So there is way more chance, and the developer friends here can chime in and comment if they want, but I imagine there's a big difference in developing Solitaire and developing Pokemon Go, and you're gonna, chance at more issues maybe when you have a game where it's a real world and you're like, there's a lot more to it than Solitaire. Again, I'm not defending Niantic. The game is buggy. However,
so what you're saying
there's
is
more to it.
You are appalled that Words with Friends, just a scratch. that is the number 3 most buggy game.
Yeah,
it's just a board game.
Yeah, it's a little bit more. Even that, it has the social aspect where you're playing with, like Solitaire. You're not playing with other people. I would imagine.
Hey,
it's
you don't know if that version of Solitaire has like a leaderboard or something.
Then it's not Solitaire anymore. Oh, a leaderboard. Okay, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, there could be leaderboards, there could be ads, there could be location-based ads, making all of this more complicated.
True. There could be AR mode where you can play Solitaire in your park. But I think it's just there is more chance at more types, like more stuff with a game like Pokemon Go, especially with the way that they're like basing this on. So even if you take away the fact that the games are that different, the way they're basing this is like just reviews and keywords from reviews. I just feel like there is more to complain about with a game that's a little bit more complex than Solitaire. And if you work on a Solitaire game, I'm sorry. And maybe it is super complex and I don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like Pokemon Go might be a little bit more complex of an app to develop than Solitaire. That's just my opinion.
Yes.
You don't know how complicated Community Day is in Solitaire, Bobby, okay? You only got 3 hours to do it. Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of like big, like if you go to like productivity apps, like the top most buggies is GTL, Notion, Google Docs. Like you have one of the biggest companies in the world, Google, and their Google Docs is the 3rd most buggiest in productivity.
Mm-hmm.
Evernote, 1Password. Why am I paying $60 a year for 1Password? It's on this list. It's to be fair though, I agree. 1Password always has something going on. Like it's blocking my contact field. It's not popping up. It's giving me duplicate. It's sunk cost fallacy. I've been with 1Password for like 8 years. I can't switch now.
Aren't you?
You can switch.
Yeah,
it's just the one I would recommend is higher up on that list in the buggy section. I haven't experienced the bugs.
Well, aren't you exclusively on Apple devices, Steve?
No, my stream PC is.
Oh, right. Okay, because I was going to say...
literally the only reason I stick with 1Password is because my stream PC and I want all of those passwords there too. Otherwise, if I was 100% Apple, I would just probably do Keychain.
Yeah, because Keychain's great. I just use Keychain and it's wonderful. But yeah, if you're switching between another stream PC, then that's out the window.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough out there. All right. If you want to see the buggiest list of 2024, it'll be in our show notes. I don't know if people know this, but I do link when we say like this article is from so and so, like that is linked in the show notes. So we do cite the sources we read from. But it's a fun article regardless of whether you. There's a whole section for the buggiest dating apps. I'll let you guess what number one is. I'm not going to say it out loud. Hannah's face is really good. This is why you should be watching the video podcast. No, that's also I love everyone who listens to the audio podcast. They get way more listens. Anyways, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we got some more Pokemon news. I promise. We will be right back. And we are back from our break. There are still Pokemon collaborations happening. Not as much as like, what was it, like the 25th anniversary? It felt like we were talking about like 2 a week.
Maybe.
Well,
there's still a lot, though.
Yeah. ColourPop, which is a cosmetics brand. This is off Bulba Garden, by the way. So they're saying ColourPop, the cosmetic brand, perhaps famous for their various collaborations with IPs like Twilight movies or Sailor Moon, announced their latest makeup collaboration inspired by Pokemon. This went on sale May 9th, and then it will also be available at Ulta beauty stores beginning on May 12th. I don't know if those are still in stock. Based on what was revealed, the collection is Generation 1 themed. So from the pictures I see, I see a Jigglypuff, a Pikachu, and a Ditto.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they will feature 3 pH shade changing lip balms in the shades of Thunderbolt, Transform, and Sing. There will be a lip mask that comes in a Pokeball container, 3 cream blushes in the shades of Electro Ball, Metronome, and Hypnosis.
Those are actually great names.
3 lip glosses with the inspired Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon. The biggest piece is a 24 shade eyeshadow palette, which includes shades named after colorful towns in the Kanto and some named of jokes from the early episodes of the anime, such as Drying Pan and Jelly Donut. And there's a bright red shade called I Choose You. I do appreciate the like obscure anime references. That's
the Jelly
cute.
Donut in there is amazing.
Yeah.
I do know that if you were trying to get this, there's also a color called Blasting Off, which is pretty good. I do know if you were trying to get this online when it launched, it was pretty much sold out within like 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
I know I feel like there's an Ulta store like everywhere. I feel like every mall still has Ulta.
Maybe.
It looks like online not everything is sold out.
Oh, I bet I would assume they probably restocked, right?
Yeah. At the time of recording, it looks like only the quote-unquote pH lip balms are sold out. And the lip mask that comes in the cute little Pokeball. But everything else seems to be in stock.
It's good.
I don't know. Is this? I have no clue about makeup. Is this expensive? $30 for the?
It's not that expensive. I think I'm also the wrong person to really ask, but it's not that expensive. The single eyeshadows are $9, which is kind of expensive, but
Pokemon tax.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Pokemon tax.
Can't imagine it's cheaper than it would be if there weren't Pokemon. If it wasn't Pokemon themed.
But it's also not high quality.
Okay.
This isn't. Yeah. And it's just Gen 1 Pokemon slapped onto packaging.
Right. Yeah,
as
it's not like
Ace
wearing
mentioned
a Pokemon.
In our Slack, they look like Party City decorations.
Oh no.
Just when you take the standard Pokemon decorations that you can find at Party City or Target, this looks like that. It's just makeup.
I see.
Jeez, well, goodbye to our Party City sponsorship. Thanks, Hannah.
I'm not saying I don't like having Pokemon all over the place. I'm just saying this is what you should expect.
So, okay.
Yeah, it's not like buying a Pokemon hoodie or something that you're wearing. It's like, I can't believe you didn't notice my Jigglypuff eyeliner.
It's nice to have pretty little things. I don't know. If you know Kiki's delivery service, I have a
Mhm.
very small nail clipper with Gigi the cat from Kiki's delivery service that I carry in my bag every day, and that makes me happy. And I feel like I'm not really a makeup person, but I feel like these kind of things do that for people too. So I kind of wish they were prettier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your nail file is not like 10-time use.
I think you can get more than I don't know. I don't use makeup enough. I think you can get more than 10 uses out of all of these things.
I do
Maybe not the
know
lip
in
mask.
I do know in Japan they have a lot of, it's not makeup, it's more like just like, I don't consider a face mask makeup. I just consider that like putting a face
It's all
mask on.
cosmetics.
Yeah, cosmetic.
Yeah,
They
cosmetic.
have those in like Pokemon centers. And you can actually find them at like Family Mart and stuff, and they're relatively inexpensive. They're like 180 yen or something, which in gosh, that's like just $1 in the in USD because of how strong the dollar is. But I don't think they're any different than like a normal face mask. It's just this one has a Jigglypuff on it, or this one has a Pikachu on it.
Yeah. Sometimes they're fun and the face mask makes you look like the Pokemon, but really
Yeah.
weird. And sometimes they're boring and it's just a pattern repeating all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
But so this isn't the first time Pokemon has done makeup. They do sometimes stock it in Pokemon centers in Japan. This is maybe the first time they've made it available to US customers, just any sort of Pokemon makeup. I don't know. It's
Well, yeah,
neat.
like Hannah said, it's mostly in stock on Color with a U, colorpop.com.
I will say, I don't know what I'm looking at here, but it's the product that it has Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle are like on the boxes.
Yeah. Those are
Those
single eyeshadows.
those single eyeshadows probably have like the best, in my opinion, the best like look for the casing. Like if you want like, because your point is it's not like the actual product itself tells you that it's a Pokemon thing, but like but like the case that it's in or whatever
Mhm.
is like what's showing it. And I feel like that is the best. Like that doesn't look like a Party City decoration in my opinion. That actually looks
Yeah.
like a nice, like it's got the little water drop for like the Squirtle one, and then the little leaf for
Yeah,
the
they have the
Bulbasaur
little
one,
type
and
symbols.
like that's cool. The ones that are like just it looks like a sticker of Pikachu's put on the back of a thing. It's like, oh, that's a little bit like cheap looking, but some of it looks pretty cool. So I don't have much else than that on this, but some of it looks nice. Some of it looks a little like, yeah, sorry, Party City, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, speaking of merchandise, the Pokemon Center online store is going to come to Australia and New Zealand with a soft launch. So
Yeah. That's
very
exciting. That's very, yeah. It's a really good thing. Making it easier for for people to get Pokemon stuff when they
Yep.
want to.
Australia still, I still don't think they ever got Zeraora properly. I think there was like a lot of distributions that like never really came to Australia. I mean, there's a lot of countries that don't get the Pokemon treatment
Sure.
at all. So this is very exciting that Australia and New Zealand are getting. Oh, who knows how big that is? Like technically, the Canadian Pokemon Center does not have everything the American Pokemon Center has. Um, and Europe also just doesn't have a Pokemon Center. Before anyone says like, yeah, they do. No, Britain is not Europe. It only ships to Britain. It does not ship to Madrid or Paris or Berlin.
Does it ship to other countries in the UK?
Nope.
No.
Just UK.
Just the UK though, right? So
Yeah.
like, what is that?
Oh,
what
are
the
you
countries
saying-
of the UK? It's not just Britain,
Yeah, I think it's just UK, which is I think it's
right?
Pokemon
So it
Center.
would be like
Co.
Britain, and
Yes,
I'm not
Bobby.
gonna get. What else is in the UK?
Al is
I know,
furious right now.
I know he is, and I know Al's from Scotland, but I don't want to like. Is Scotland in the UK? I'm so sorry, Al.
I'm looking at the 4 Pokemon centers are Canada, United Kingdom, United States, and then Japan.
Mm-hmm.
About Pokemon Center, Great Britain. Let's see. Does it say where they're shipping? They're just not shipping to the rest of Europe, but they don't say specifically here where they're shipping on their
Okay,
about.
but the UK consists
the United
of England,
Kingdom is England, Scotland,
Scotland.
Wales, and Northern Ireland.
Yes, okay.
Just
The question is, are they actually shipping to like Ireland, Scotland?
I
What was-
think
there's
they
a
was-
do.
difference.
I think they ship to Scotland because
Okay,
I
here it
want to
goes.
say
We are only able to ship to England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, the islands of Scilly. I don't know how to say that.
You got close.
not that.
I
I don't
think.
think it's that. You say the islands of Scilly?
Yeah, Scilly.
Yeah, you got
Silly.
close. Sicily, I think.
That's probably pretty
I
close. Yeah.
think.
Orkney Islands. I've never even heard of that place. Shetland Islands, Chanel Islands, maybe it's Channel Islands, and Isle of Man. And I do know that Al had an elite raid on the
Yeah,
Isle of Man.
I know that.
So thank goodness Pokemon Center is shipping there. So yes, the UK Pokemon Center is only shipping to these places. That that is no France, that is no Germany, that is no Spain, that is a lot of countries very close to the UK that do not have access to Pokemon Center.
Glad we got there.
It took a lot of very quick clicking on my part.
Yeah, this is.
Well, shout out to both New Zealand and Australia.
Congrats on getting Pokemon Center access.
That's great.
You did it before Europe. Next bit of news here we have is also off Bulba Garden. The next Pokemon trading card game expansion has been announced. It was just funny because we were just like talking about this last week. I don't think we had the name for it though. Shrouded Fable has been announced. This expansion is supposed to launch internationally on August 2nd. The primary cards are coming from the Night Wanderer set in Japan. That set, the Japanese set, launches on June 7th. Like Twilight Masquerade before it, the set is to feature a range of Pokemon from the Teal Mask. This includes 95 cards, over 95 cards, 3 Ace-Spec trainer cards, 5 Pokemon EX plus 1 Terra Pokemon EX, 15 illustration rares, 10 ultra rares, including Pokemon EX, Terra Pokemon EX supporter cards, 5 special illustration rare cards and supporter cards, 5 hyper rare gold etched cards, and Pecharunt will make its debut. The Loyal 3 of Okidogi, Monkey Dory, and Pheasantipede, each appearing as EX for the first time. Revavroom EX, King Gambit, Kingdra EX, Greninja EX will receive illustration rare style promo cards. Foil cards of Pawniard, Bishop, Horsey, Seadra, Froakie, Frogadier are also available in illustration collection bundles. This seems like a big set. Any surprises here, Bobby?
I mean, it's not a dragon set. This is the like special set people thought would be a dragon set coming out in August. So it is a special set though.
But there is a dragon set coming out in Japan, right?
Oh, is there? Maybe, but they thought that this was going to be that set in English was going to be a dragon set. And but it is a special set. So no booster boxes, no just individual sleeved boosters for this. If you want packs, you're going to be buying a collection box of sorts, or like one of those booster bundles with like 6 packs. But yeah, I mean, they do the new the illustration rare collection is new. So
that is new.
yeah, the new, so that's a Greninja, a King Gambit one, and then a Kingdra one. They will come with the like that promo that you were talking about, like the illustration rare promo in that box. So they have revealed the Greninja one, which is a lot of people are really loving. But it's a promo, which is some people like that, some people don't. Some people wish, oh, why can't we just have to pull everything to make it more rare? Some people appreciate it that it's a promo, so you can just get it in a box. But nothing else really surprising about this. Because it's a special set, it is smaller. I say smaller, it's like still like 100 and some odd cards, but smaller than most of the sets. Other than that, I think it's the last of the teal mask sets. So I think following this, we'll start getting sets that are more related to the second part of the DLC for Scarlet Violet. So this just kind of finishes off the teal mask stuff, which is why the Loyal 3 are featured so prominently. I think Ogrepon got her set in the last
She
one
got
with
her
like
own
the
set.
15 Ogrepon cards in that set, and then when I say last set, it hasn't even come out yet. It comes out as we record this. It comes out this Friday. So they're giving us these new announcements and everything before the current set even releases. But yeah, seems like a good set. Seems like it'll be cool. I'm not sure on like the playability of the cards at this point. There hasn't been a whole lot revealed. I think just a couple of like the ace spec cards and stuff have been revealed. But should be interesting to see. Like you said, it's going to be based off of Night Wanderer, and that comes out fairly soon. I think you said in sometime in June. So
yes,
we'll get an idea at that point on really what's playable and whether it's more of a collector's set or more of a playable set.
I didn't put this in the show notes, but we can run through this real quick. I am leaving for Japan because of Pokemon Go Fest in Sendai. Sendai is like 2 hours north of Tokyo via the bullet train. Sendai is apparently this is their own their words, not mine. They say they're the greenest city in the world. So we'll see if that's true. But Niantic did release additional information for Sendai. There's going to be a shopping campaign in the streets of Sendai. What that means is you can get limited edition Pokemon Go Sendai stickers by showing the Go game screen to participating stores. Select stores will have a poster in their window, and then you'll be able to show your Pokemon game screen to the staff member, and then they will give you a sticker. We don't know what the sticker looks like, or if they're different, or what that means at all. There will also be a
cute.
Yeah. There will also be a Pikachu Sun Visor distribution. They do this at every in-person event. They're just saying that they will be on these 2 specific streets in Sendai from 10 to 5 every day. For those that don't know, the Sendai Go Fest is 4 days long. The Madrid and the New York one are only 3 days long. There is an official route in Sendai. And also the reason I'm saying this is probably not happening for New York. But maybe. I don't know if the New York Go Fest last year had an official route. I don't think they did. Otherwise, we would have heard about it. But there will be an official route. It says, with cooperation of the city of Sendai, the official route is now launched. The official route will offer you a variety of routes to take within Sendai, the greenest city where nature and city are in harmony. You can discover foods, shopping, historical sites, and other fascinating sites of Sendai City. The official route is a route selected by local government across Japan that recommends places to play Pokemon Go. So that's cool.
That's kind of part of what routes should be. Not all of it. I think that citizen player input is important too, but having routes that are this highly recommended based on important parts of a city are, I think, part of what they wanted that feature to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the route from the front of your hotel to the convention center is optimal and convenient for grinding rewards, but probably not the core concept Niantic wanted. There will be flags appearing in Sendai, decorated by limited edition Pokemon GO Sendai flags. Also, some areas will be overlapped with official routes. Please enjoy both at the same time. There will also be a collaboration with the Looplay, Sendai, and Subway. The Looplay is it's like a trolley car. That's what they're calling. That's what it is in the picture. It will be decorated. They're calling it a bus. It looks like a San Francisco trolley car. So they will have the bus. They will have this. They will have a 1-day pass for the bus or the subway, and then they will have 24-hour and 36-hour passes for what's called the Sendai Mass, which is just two. It's the Tozei line and the Nambuku line. And those will go on. They're not on sale yet. They will go on sale on May 21st, and you can start using those tickets on May 30th. I don't even know if that's worth trying to get because they will probably be sold out instantly. I would also assume, if you're like me and you're traveling there, you probably can't buy that stuff online. I'm assuming you're gonna have to probably buy that in person at one of their, like a 7-Eleven or something. That's usually how tickets for those things work. And then finally, there will be a Lapras Cafe, which doesn't have a lot of details. Lapras is the mascot of Sendai.
Okay.
There are some areas of Japan that have mascots.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fukushima's mascot is Chansey. Sendai is Lapras. Hokkaido is Alolan Vulpix. Tokyo doesn't have a mascot, for the record, because they want you to leave Tokyo.
Right. Isn't one of them, is Sandshrew a mascot for something? Or do they just do the Sandshrew?
Sandshrew is, Geodude is,
Mm-hmm.
Oshawott is the mascot of May, I think, which is 2 hours east of Osaka, or maybe Kyoto, one of those. Well, they're pretty close together. Yeah, there's a whole page dedicated to their mascots.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They're saying the Sendai the Sendai Visitor Center will host the Lapras event, but also the cafe is. I think the cafe is a pop-up cafe. I don't think the cafe is just always there.
Right.
There's not usually a Lapras Cafe.
Yeah, but again, I think a lot of these are going to be incredibly hard to get into or to participate in because Pokemon is very, very popular in Japan. Maybe there's a chance for the cafe on the Thursday because people still have work or people aren't planning to come until Friday, Saturday.
Maybe. If it's a pop-up cafe, though,
yeah,
maybe not.
The website for the cafe doesn't even load. We're off to a great start here. Honestly, I hope that New York has more to do, is bigger, is more exciting since they're doing it again in New York, but Japan does get very special treatment when it comes to these things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It really does. New York was still fun, though. Just still a good experience, even if it doesn't have a pop-up cafe.
Or decorated subway cars.
Or flags all around the city with Pokemon on them.
Yeah.
I don't know if New York does decorate their subway cars at all. I would assume if there was a big movie promotion, there might be.
I don't think I've ever seen a decorated subway. the buses have ads for sure, but
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's all it is. It's just a giant ad. Let's end with some Scarlet and Violet news. There's just a bunch of distributions that have happened or are happening. So right now until June 30th, you have plenty of time, Bobby, to redeem this. You probably won't redeem it until June 29th, I'm sure. Is the Gyarados used by the Singaporean champion is distributing. So that code is on, I've posted on Twitter, Instagram, it's in Slack, it's in Discord. It's very easy to find these codes, but there is a competitive Gyarados that you can get. This Gyarados is not like a 2-day thing because the Asian Championships is like several countries. So they're keeping this Gyarados active throughout that entire championship tour bracket length league, however you call it. So that's why it's not a 2-day thing. There is a Talonflame that is not available yet. And the reason I say that is because that Talonflame will only be like a 2 to 3 day limited code. That should appear around June 1st, June 2nd, depending on what time zone you're in. And that Talonflame was from the 2023 Japan Championships. So these Pokemon, for those that don't know, when it's a champion Pokemon, it is 100% what they used.
Mm-hmm.
So it's their Terra type, it's their held item, it's their EVs, their IVs, even down to the nature. So like if this Talonflame was sassy, but they changed it to adamant with a mint, you would still get the sassy Talonflame, even though that's not the right nature. That was the nature it was caught at. They just minted it to match it. So that's why I think there was like an Iron Hands where it was like the worst possible nature for Iron Hands. And people are like, oh, did they mess up? And it's like, no, they just caught the Iron Hands at that nature. And then they used a mint to get the correct nature. So that Talonflame will be available. And then Dot's Quaxley is now available, which matches her Quaxley in the anime. So since she caught it in a Pokeball, I guess spoilers.
It is spoilers. Those episodes are relatively new.
So since she caught it in a Pokeball, the Quaxley is in a Pokeball, just like we already got Freed's Charizard, which was in a Pokeball, and then Sprigatito's Sprigatito. Sprigatito caught the Liko, which was in a Pokeball. We have not. I did find it interesting that they did Dot before they did Roy.
Yeah, I feel like they may have preferred Liko over Roy, and we might not ever get Roy's. Maybe.
What? No, I think we get Roy. There's no way
just
they
because
skip out
this
on
feels like
Fuecoco.
it's coming out with the second batch of episodes coming out in the US.
Right. They did. Not that this is related to that, but they did recently do like a Quaxley day in Japan as well at the Pokemon centers in Japan, where it was all completely Quaxley themed, and like there was all these different Quaxley like plushies and
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
style of Quaxley and like the Quaxley with the messed up hair and stuff. And I'm not saying any of that's related to this, but I just thought it was. I didn't realize that they did that kind of stuff there. I thought that was pretty cool. But I haven't seen like a Fuecoco day or like a Sprigatito day. just Quaxley.
I could see them doing Quaxley because I do feel like I don't know how many of the new episodes you've seen, Hannah. I feel like
I watched all of them on Friday.
Oh, okay. I have like 3 more left. I feel like the first handful of episodes are so Dot focused.
Mm-hmm.
So like that kind of makes sense, lining up Dot with like, well, there was recently a Quaxley day. Now the Dot. Now we fully have revealed Dot in the anime. I don't know. Maybe Roy will have like a small arc or his moment, so then they can line that up with. Well, also the timing, right? Liko came out with the first batch. Dot came out with the second. So whenever Netflix does the next 12, I would guess that would be Roy's.
Probably,
But
yeah. And there'll
they
just be a focus.
Yeah, maybe. But like when they did come out, like I haven't seen any of the episodes, so this is just going off of like Pokemon Go, they had that event when Horizons, and that event had like when you took a picture, it gave you different instead of Smeargle for the Go Snapshot photobomb, it was
Oh, the starters.
pictures from the anime, and they didn't have anything to do with Quaxley. So they only had Liko with Sprigatito and Roy with Fuecoco and then Freed with Charizard and then a Captain Pikachu one. But there was
Yeah.
no...
Oh, I know.
That's
I went to
because
that event
Quaxley.
I went to that event in person, and there was no Quaxley bag.
Yeah.
But like, so to
Because
that
they
point,
didn't
though,
have
like,
the focus on Dot and Quaxley yet.
right. But my point is like Roy and Fuecoco like kind of had that moment with Liko and Sprigatito as far as at least Pokemon Go is concerned. But
Minor anime spoilers. I was very on board with Roy and Fuecoco's partnership when they first met, and like how Fuecoco was like nervous to sing around people, which is like that should not be any spoiler that Fuecoco sings because its final evolution is literally a singer. It's annoying now. Like the second part of the anime, like anytime Fuecoco's like about to battle, Roy does this chant that doesn't rhyme at all. Like maybe it rhymes better in Japanese, I'm not sure, but like the English chant doesn't rhyme at all, and it's infuriating. And
it does.
Okay, like half of it rhymes.
It's one line. What?
No, the go Fuecoco. Yeah, that rhymes.
Yeah.
But when he's battling a specific gym leader, he does a longer version of the song.
Okay. Yeah, I think that bugged me a little bit.
And it didn't rhyme at all. And I was no, like I think one of the more refreshing things in Horizons was it felt like there wasn't like, I say this all the time, it just doesn't feel like a Scooby-Doo episode where like when you watch a Scooby-Doo episode, it's like it's self-contained, but also we have to like if it wasn't for these lousy kids or like Raggy, like you have like these sound bites you have to hit, right? And the old anime was that like you had to hit your Wobbuffet sound bite, you had to hit like we're blasting off again, you had to hit all, and up to this point in Horizons there wasn't any of that. Like Liko, I don't think has like you're such a kid, Ash. Like she doesn't have a voice line that you're like, classic Liko. But Roy's Fuecoco chant is he doesn't do it every episode.
Yeah,
it's not in every episode.
It's fine. It's fun.
It's okay. It's okay. I have 3 more episodes to go, and I swear if it's 3 more episodes of Fuecoco chanting.
I gotta get on this and watch these episodes.
It's a good show.
Yeah, no, it's really great. So Dot's Quaxley and Liko's Sprigatito are both still available. They both come with the partner ribbon, which that ribbon was introduced in the DLC, the recent DLC. I can't remember, Indigo Disc. These competitive Pokemon also have the partner ribbon. So the Talonflame, the Gyarados. What was before the Gyarados?
There was a Fluttermane.
Oh yeah, the Fluttermane. Yeah, that had the partner ribbon, I believe.
The Iron Hands has one, and then before that, they were all just the champion ribbon.
Yes. Which is kind of unfortunate because they did Freed's Charizard. That was like the first anime thing, but because that came out before the Indigo Disc, Freed doesn't have the partner ribbon on it, which is a bit of a bummer.
Sad.
And also to the people who literally won tournaments and their Pokemon were distributed before the Indigo Disc
Yeah.
are all missing the partner ribbon.
Yeah, that's a bummer. What level are the champion ones at level 100 then too?
No, they're all at 50.
Or at 50. Sorry, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I would assume we would get Roy's Fuecoco eventually, and there is plenty of more Pokemon in the anime they could continue doing if they wanted to.
If they wanted to. I mean, they also did the Revavroom to go along with the shorts and the Dragapult, and they've had a number of Pokemon distributions in Scarlet and Violet just going on with all sorts of things in the last year.
Yeah, and for the competitive, going back to the competitive Pokemon like the Gyarados or the Talonflame or the Iron Hands, they would be shiny if the competitor uses a shiny version of that. That's how that works. I would say that most people winning a tournament probably has 1 or 2 shinies on their team, but the Gyarados in this instant wasn't shiny. Like, it could have been possible that I can't remember what else he used at the time. I think he had a Baxcalibur on his team, and I do think the Baxcalibur was shiny. So that would have been a cooler distribution, but they picked the Gyarados. I don't know what the requirements. So they're clearly okay with Paradox Pokemon because they did Fluttermane and they did Iron Hands.
Mm-hmm.
They're not okay with starters. There's never been like a Rillaboom, an Incineroar, a Charizard. For whatever reason, starters are not okay for distribution purposes, and legendaries are not okay for distribution purposes. But we did get a Grimmsnarl like 6 months ago. That was shiny. That did win a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And then right before the Mewtwo event, we got a shiny Arcanine, which again won a tournament. So we've gotten 2 last year, none this year, but it's only May.
When did we get man, maybe this was like a few years ago. There was a shiny Amoonguss at one point. I thought that
was a Korean champion, I believe.
Right. I thought that was was that during Scarlet Violet? That might have been during Sword Shield.
I don't think that was Scarlet.
Yeah, I think that was Sword and Shield.
Okay. The years, they just melt together.
You know, we haven't gotten... we're really missing out on Gastrodon. We really need Gastrodon to win a couple more tournaments. We just don't have enough of those.
We don't have a shiny one yet in this game.
Yeah, everyone's winning these tournaments with non-shiny Gastrodons. That's the real problem. All right, well, I think that's our episode for y'all today. It's almost Community Day here for me. I think you guys still have a couple hours for Community Day.
Mm-hmm.
Bound Sweet Community Day, so that's the plan. This episode will come out obviously on Monday, and then we already have next week's episode recorded. So if there's breaking news and next week's episode comes out, and you're like, why didn't we talk about that? That's because it's already done. And then the week after that, I'll be recording in Japan after Sendai Go Fest. So we'll give a recap of how that goes at like 2 a.m. my time in a dark hotel room.
Nice.
With Hannah and Bobby being like, was it worth it? Did you get into that Lapras Cafe? But yeah. If you've made it this far on YouTube, leave a comment. Let us know how you like the Pokemon anime, how you like Horizons, who your favorite character is, if you like it more, if you like it less. Maybe you're still a fan of Ash and Pikachu. I don't know. Let us know below. I appreciated everyone's GameStop story. Everyone had like good GameStop stories. You guys didn't even have bad ones. You're just like, yeah, I met my wife at GameStop, but we've been married for 50 years. That didn't happen. I made that one up. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Bobby. We will see you all next week. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
super effective.
Super apparently pre-gaming Pokemon Sleep before getting on an airplane.
This is smart.
Effective. Let's see if it works.
Yeah.